guys, I'm finally back with part 2 of 14 Horror Stories animated, a compilation of January 2021 by Wansee Entertainment. I forgot to turn my other light on. I was wondering why it was so dark in here. And I also gotta... Is that better? Yeah, a little bit? That works. Yeah, it's better. Okay. Yes, I'm finally back with this. Last time I was stupid and I was like, how are there 14 stories in only 20 minutes? And I was like, hello, idiot, you put it in parts. It's like an hour total. Over an hour total. So this one's going to be about 21 minutes. Basically 21 minutes. I don't know why it's skipping to 3 seconds in. It's a little bit... No? We're good? What the fuck? Yeah, it seems to be skipping to 3 seconds right away, so I have no idea what happened there. So I guess if I'm editing that, I guess I'll know. But apparently it's just over 21 minutes. I'm curious what will happen in these few stories that we see. I'm assuming this one will have 4, because that's one I think I have 3. 3, 4, maybe 5, because then if there's 14 total, then the other one has to be like, I don't know. Anyways. Finally back with Wansee Entertainment, part 2. Let's go, guys. My Neighbor Tom, narrated by Southern Central. I have no idea who that is.
Back when we moved into our house, we were introduced to all of our neighbors by them coming to our house with cookies or brownies.
Cookies,
kind of like
okay.
they do in the movies. This was a nice, quiet, middle-class neighborhood, made up of mostly older white people and new families.
Okay.
I mention that because we were the only black family in the neighborhood. No black wives, husbands, not even adopted children. We didn't really find it strange, though. It was just very clear that we were different. I was about 13 years old at the time, and my brother was 15.
Okay.
Our backyard was about a half an acre and is fenced, but it's also connected to 2 other houses' backyards. Each one is about half the size of ours, but we all have separating fences. So to paint a picture, there's a T-shaped fence separating our backyards.
Okay.
The house to the left was the home of an older man named Tom. He kind of reminded me of Willie Nelson, but without the cool pigtails.
They're sus.
He liked to be outside shirtless and usually with a denim vest, no matter what the weather was. He was a pretty well-built man, but visibly kind of frail. We actually found him to be quite funny, in a creepy old guy type of way. As I got older, he had started to make comments. I played in the backyard with my dogs a lot, and Tom could see me in his living room window that faced his backyard.
Oh, that's creepy.
Whenever I glanced over, I could always see him in the window, just standing there watching me. When he noticed that I saw him, he'd come out and talk to me. I would try to get away before he would come out, but sometimes I was just too slow. I didn't want to make it too obvious, so I would just walk. But if I didn't make it inside, he'd yell for me to come back. I never got too close to the fence, though. I'd speak from a distance.
Very good.
He would ask me about school, what grade I was in, tell me I was pretty, and ask if I was old enough to have a boyfriend. Also, if I had an older sister or older friends that looked like me. It was pretty weird, but I'd just laugh it off.
None of your business.
But after a few questions, he'd stop talking to me and just stare at me, silently.
I'm going inside now, bye.
I would always give an excuse about needing to go inside.
Yeah, sorry, gotta have dinner.
And stand at the fence and just
his
watch
eyes
him
like
walk back into the
freaking
house.
shivering, like as if he's...
This kind of thing happened almost weekly.
How old is she now? She got a bit older, so what, like 15, 16?
So she changes the house decor every few months or so.
Okay.
It's pretty annoying, actually. During one of her designing sprees, she decided to get a new sliding glass door for the back porch, which required her to take the curtains down in the living room.
Oh no.
It took forever to get them installed, but she figured that there was no point in putting the curtains back up if we'd have to take them back down again. Fine, I guess.
That's not good.
Now, our family TV was...
I told you guys I don't like windows without curtains.
I didn't have a TV in my room, so I'd often watch TV late into the night in the living room with my brother. One night, my brother went to bed pretty early, so I decided to watch TV by myself that night.
Okay.
Right around midnight or so, I had turned off the TV so I could go to bed.
Where's your bedroom?
I got up from the couch, turned off the light, and turned around to see another light on. Not in my house, but in Tom's house. It was in his living room, and he was there, just standing in the window watching me. I later told my parents about it, but they just shrugged it off. I'm a pretty anxious soul, so I often just chalk things up to my anxiety.
No, it's him being a creep.
Not
Clearly,
too long afterwards, though, my dogs had started to get sick. I would take them out to play and they'd start throwing up or have diarrhea. We knew that it wasn't their food because we didn't give them anything new.
They're sick or something.
We also threw away the dog treats that we recently bought just in case that was the problem. But it didn't stop. I'd started to notice that every time I let them out alone, they'd always run straight over to Tom's fence, jumping up and down and wagging their tails.
He's feeding them something.
He would slowly walk outside, reach over the fence, and then feed them his treats, which was really odd because Tom didn't even have a dog.
What is he feeding them?
I told my parents, and my dad went to talk to him, telling him the dogs were getting sick. Tom had apologized, and he had also stopped feeding them, and they got better.
Damn right. Like, you don't feed my stuff. You don't feed my animals without you asking first, bitch.
My brother was in the grade above me, and I was a senior, so he was in college at the time.
Okay, so you're probably in high school.
Whenever I got home, no one else would be home for a few more hours.
Okay, please tell me the curtains are back up now.
I would put my book bag downstairs, then change clothes, let the dogs out of their cages on the porch, get a snack, and then let them back in. For some strange reason, I was just unusually excited to see my dogs that day. So instead of going upstairs, I went straight to the back porch.
Oh, the dog's not there?
I got to the door to open it, and I then saw Tom just sitting on the ground right in front of the dog's cages.
Excuse me!
I froze. He didn't see me, though.
What are you doing on my property, number one?
I looked over to see if the door was locked, but it wasn't. I began to lock it as slowly as possible so it didn't make a noise, but it did.
Close that shit right now. Hurry, close it.
He saw me standing there. I ran upstairs.
You better have locked it first.
My mom's a nurse, so she didn't have her phone on. And my dad just never answered the phone. I didn't really think that it
Thanks a lot, parents. Do you not have curtains in your room either?
So instead, I just hid.
After that moment,
though, I had then heard Tom knock on the door. It wasn't loud or aggressive, though. It was almost like friendly, like he just wanted to talk.
No, fuck off.
I tried my dad's phone yet again, and he then answered. I was crying hysterically, and I had then told him that Tom was on the porch. He said he'd head home, but he was about an hour away.
Oh, fuck.
I just sat in my room, just waiting for my dad. The knocking stopped.
You better have.
All I remember was that my dad got home, and Tom was gone. I don't really know what happened between Tom and my dad, but he did stop coming outside and talking to me.
Good.
He never did stop watching, though. Always standing in his living room.
Fuck off.
Sometimes I'd see him through the window and he would wave at me. But always
I don't want to.
On, just so I knew that he was still there.
You're like 75. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like 18. Creepy. What are you doing? Dear Lord. God, story number 1. That was like almost 7 minutes long. Goodness. Okay, what's this next one? My dad's basement. I hate basements. Basements are creepy.
I grew up in what people would consider a bad household. My mom and dad were in a bad relationship, and they did nothing but argue every day. My mom would complain that my dad would stick in the basement almost every day and never spend any time with me. And my dad would always have the same response, that he's doing research down there. The only problem was that we were prohibited from going down to the basement.
What?
3 locks were built into the basement door.
That's
and he kept his one key on his old key ring.
That's kind of creepy.
The key had a torn blue sticker at the bottom of it with a brown rusty tip.
There's 3 keys on it. What the hell is he hiding down there? That's sus.
My mom finally got a hold of it somehow.
That is sus.
And that same day when I came home from school, Dad suddenly told me she left us for another man. He seemed truly broken and sunk in his misery. So I tried pretending to be normal at first.
I mean, I had a bad relationship,
but I couldn't stop crying like a baby when I finally got back in my room. After a few months of emotional breakdowns, my dad finally got over it. Furthermore, he started to visit the basement more consistently to the point where I feel like I lived alone. I kept thinking my dad was working very hard, since I saw him being very distraught after coming upstairs from the basement. I thought everything was fine.
Oh, there's something going on down there.
I started hearing noises at night. They weren't just regular noises.
Wait, your wife left you, or did you kill her and put her in the basement? She killed her and put her in the basement. I'm calling it right now.
The most disturbing sound of all was the sound of growling, like some kind of beast would exist down in the basement. The next morning, I complained to my dad, but he acted like he had no idea what I was talking about as he walked past me to get ready for work. So I just shook it off, assuming that he was watching some horror movie down there. Or if I was just imagining the whole thing.
That's the mom's meat.
I went back to my room.
That's the mom's meat.
As it was the weekend, I was ready to catch up on some Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
I turned on my TV.
40
and as
missing
I got ready
people.
to change the channel, I heard a familiar name. The news reporter was naming over 40 missing people in our town. And my mom was one of those names as they briefly showed her picture and information. I was confused about who would file a missing person report for her, because my grandparents both died in a tragic car accident years ago. She had no siblings, and my dad told me she left us for another man.
He lied.
I wanted to inform my dad, but soon I was concerned it would make him depressed again. And in a way, I was still angry at her for leaving us. So I ignored it and changed the channel.
She did not leave.
A few minutes later, my dad came in to tell me he was leaving for work. He gave me a kiss on my forehead and informed me that he'd be back later that night.
Or are you going to the basement?
After he left, I invited my best friend Austin to come over.
Okay.
He then arrived shortly after, and we played a game on my PlayStation.
Go to the basement and expose your dad.
As we were about to plunge into the game, we suddenly heard a strange noise coming from the basement.
Well, that don't sound like no humans.
What was that?
Can't lie.
Austin asked, being confused. I don't know. My dad does some kinds of experiments down there. It's probably a rat or something.
A rat.
Austin looked amused. No, dude, we can't go down there.
Oh, you need to go down there.
My dad said so, I said quickly, bringing
I wonder
an
why.
end to
I wonder why there's 3 locks on
It
it.
has no reason to doubt that Austin was disappointed. Then he asked for something to drink, so I went to the kitchen to get some juice for him.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was hit with a foul odor of something rotting as soon as I arrived in the kitchen. I looked around to see what could be the cause of the smell.
You already smell it.
And I found that the basement door was cracked open. I went to close it, but the curiosity got the best of me.
Yeah, open it.
So I called Austin to help me investigate.
Good.
We darted down the stairs.
Just be careful,
to the basement,
please.
Clenching our noses at that horrible smell. It was dark until Austin found a light switch and quickly flicked it on.
I'm terrified when I see.
We had to regret our decision instantly after we saw the inside of the basement. There were people hanging from hooks with random limbs missing. As we were standing in horror, Austin clenched my shirt strongly.
That's your mom.
I could see the piles of feces and human remains contained within certain sections of the room.
Ew.
But the most disturbing and disgusting sight of all was the cage in the dark right corner of the room.
A cage.
The inside of it seemed to be a person sleeping at first.
It's the mom.
But as it looked up, I quickly realized that thing was not a person. What is that? Austin shouted, shaking with fear. I ignored his question. To be more specific, I couldn't answer.
What?
That thing was indescribably frightening. It looked like a deformed human with its mouth filled with crooked and ragged teeth covering the majority of its face. Its face pointed
what the fuck is he doing down there?
with creases where the nose should be.
What the fuck kind of experiments is he doing? Oh my
fixated
god.
its glance toward Austin and me. Food, it said to us slowly.
That's like a mouth here and a mouth like, what the fuck?
Voice. Then it started clawing at the iron bars of the cage with its needle-like hands.
What the fuck is
I
that
sat there
up to?
in horror until Austin grabbed my wrist. We ran up the stairs scrambling for the escape and shut the door. After I made sure it was perfectly locked, I saw Austin sitting on the carpet floor with his knees to his chest. Once we had a few moments of silence, I then finally realized what really happened to my mom and those missing people in our town.
Call the police right now.
That instant, Austin muttered like this. Your dad, he was feeding those people to that thing. Now, what should I do now?
What do you think? Please tell me, do not tell me it ends like that. Please tell me he called the cops and got arrested. Please, oh my goodness. Please tell me he got arrested, the woman in the motel.
It was one night. I was drinking out with my 2 friends.
Oh my God,
when we left the bar after drinking and chattering for a long time, the last bus had left already. Well, I guess we have to stay a night somewhere, one of my friends told me, and we had no choice but to stop at the motel and sleep together.
Okay.
We lay side by side in bed, and it was about 2 hours after that everyone became quiet. The one
It's
who
so
was sleeping in the
uncomfortable.
middle
I need my own
suddenly
bed.
woke
I'm
me
like
up
this.
with a frightened face.
Fuck up
Hey,
my
let's
bed.
get out of here right now, she said.
What?
What? We just lied down, I grumbled. But she said this again and again in haste. Please, let's go. I'll tell you the reason later. If you want to stay here, then I'll leave alone.
What's going
I
on?
felt something uneasy about her reaction, so I woke up and shook another friend's shoulder lying next to me. But he didn't wake up no matter how many times I woke him up. Since we were all drunk and couldn't communicate properly with each other, I finally decided to go back with her first, leaving him in the motel. While I was just killing my time at a convenience store nearby until the time of the first bus, my cell phone suddenly rang. It was a phone call from him who was at the motel. Wasn't he sleeping? Thinking like that, I answered the phone and he screamed at once. "Why do you guys leave me alone in that room?" "Oh no, he must have seen it too," she muttered blankly. Later, my friend said that they saw something in the room. As one of my friends felt thirsty during sleeping, she woke up and went to the refrigerator to get some water. And at that moment, a woman with long hair suddenly appeared from the ceiling, hanging upside down.
What?
Her face was covered with blood. She heard a voice from her that seemed to appeal to something, but she couldn't understand what it meant. Her body was so stiff that she couldn't move, as if she had been paralyzed. However, the moment she turned her eyes, the woman disappeared, and she was finally able to.
No, I think you're imagining this, because that shit can't be real. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's a woman's gonna come out of the fucking ceiling.
Right away, but I couldn't get rid of my uncomfortable feeling, and I couldn't get over it until the next day around noon. So we ended up heading back to the motel to complain to the custodian.
Yeah, there's a fucking woman hanging in the ceiling. Please take care of
that.
that.
The hotel when we got there, we found the custodian in front of the hotel entrance.
Police are there.
And approached him. "What's going on here? Anyway, I'd like to tell you that we are very upset and unpleasant that we'd seen something here yesterday." While I was explaining about this, his gloomy face was slowly contorted, and he slowly opened his mouth when I finished talking. "There was a woman who was killed last night in another room after being hit on the head by a baseball bat.
Oh my god.
The room where she died was the one right above where we were asleep yesterday. And my friend saw a woman's ghost in the ceiling almost at the same time as the woman was killed." The moment we heard the story, we got goosebumps.
Oh my
came
god.
back home hurriedly. The moment she died, she might have wanted to show up to ask us for help desperately.
I would never fucking go back there. Oh my god.
That's what I think to this day.
A jump scare? No? Okay. Fuck, man. That's the wrong prankster. Darkness prevails.
Back in 2016, my friend Lachlan and I thought about doing the best prank ever. It's the ghost girl walking through the streets prank.
Oh no.
I went to some
it's not gonna end up well, is
where
it?
they sell the white dress that's the perfect fit for Lachlan. Then I got some red paint for fake blood for the white dress and a long wig for covering Lachlan's face. After buying the stuff, I went home to set it up. Lachlan tried on the whole costume, and I thought it was pretty scary. Scary enough to scare my friends, at least. These other two friends are Jesse and Gavin. Now it was time to set the plan into motion.
Why are you doing this? Just a Halloween prank? Like, what is this?
I told them to meet each other in the car. Then come pick me up so we could drive around.
What could possibly go wrong here?
10 p.m. They agreed and hung up.
What could possibly go wrong?
It was 8 p.m. at the time. The perfect time, in fact, to take Lachlan in his costume to the scary bridge that no one drives through anymore.
So why are you going there?
It took us about half an hour to get there.
Half an hour?
I dropped Lachlan off on the scary bridge, telling him, "When you see the light of their car, walk all creepy like a ghost girl. See you when we're done."
Okay, what if they fucking run you over because they think you're a fucking psychopath?
Soon Jesse and Gavin arrived, and I hopped in their car.
Okay.
I asked Jesse, who was driving, "Hey man, can I drive tonight?" He replied, "Sure, why not?" He let me in the driver's seat.
That creepy smile. Oh, that's going fun.
Now this is where the fun begins. I make my way to the same street where I drove to drop Lachlan off on the scary bridge.
Yeah, but they're gonna ask why you're going there.
But things get weird here. I must have driven about 20 minutes when I saw Lachlan walking on the road. He wasn't on the bridge, but the road.
It's not him.
All Jesse and Gavin saw was a creepy, ghost-looking girl walking on the road.
They were
practically begging me to drive away now. I told them, "Wait, I need to text Lachlan about this." I texted him, "Hey dude, why are you 10 minutes away from the bridge and walking on the road?"
That's not him.
A few seconds later, Lachlan texted back. He said, "What do you mean? I'm at the bridge waiting for y'all. Where are you anyway?
Oh no.
My heart sank when I read that.
Now there's a fucking real ghost after you.
Back. Wait there, I'm picking you up. We're not doing this anymore. So, Lachlan was 10 minutes away. Who was in this costume? What are the odds that it's another prankster in the same outfit? Jesse and Gavin were still begging me to go back.
Why aren't you moving? Go.
I told them, we need to go past this prankster. Jesse shouted, "No way!" I ignored him, and I began to drive past whoever was in the same costume. I drove slowly and steadily.
Go.
When I passed the person, I got a glimpse
of
his
shit,
face.
that was creepy as fuck.
I couldn't breathe. What I saw was either the most realistic
oh my god,
makeup, or that was not a costume.
Fucking
I
go,
drove
man.
faster now.
See, now you got
Knowing that I
pranked.
had to pick Lachlan up,
I hope.
but tempted to just drive away. 10 minutes later, I made it to the bridge where Lachlan was waiting. He was just sitting on a rock waiting for me. I honked at him and he came in. Lachlan asked me what was going on. Now everyone needed an answer. I told Lachlan what happened, and I told Jesse and Gavin about the prank we had planned. It was supposed to be a prank for you guys, but it was interrupted. I began to drive back, dreadfully knowing we'd have to pass the same stretch of road where we saw that girl. But 10 minutes later, when we should have been seeing her, she wasn't there.
Well, good.
But I wasn't going to ask why. I just wanted to get home safely.
Oh,
20 minutes after that, we got back home okay. We all talked about what happened. After the conversation, Jesse and Gavin headed home. Lachlan stayed the night, which was probably for the better. Because what we saw that night made me lose sleep and terrified me for months.
Honestly, I mean, you tried to pull a prank and then that's what happens? Fuck. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, how many stories was that? 4 or something? Sure, let's go 3 or 4. Those are definitely creepy. Especially the one about the fucking dad. Like, yeah, it was 4. The first one, let me just talk about each one briefly. The first one was fucking creepy because that one was about the whole guy with the teenage girl and whatever. Like, that guy was just creepy. Like, who the fuck's just gonna, like, okay, if you see someone attractive or something and then they're kind of like, ooh, you know, they're kind of hot, but it's like, you know, aren't even trying to hide it. Like, you're not even, like, trying to, like, not, like, trying to, like, be discreet. Like, you're just, you know, you're, like, I could just, like, plainly. What are you doing? Like, are you trying to get the cops called on you for freaking stalking someone like that? Like, I get it. Like, you see someone cute, and you're kind of like, oh, they're cute, you know, and you know? But, like, that's not okay. Just standing in your window, no curtain, they have no curtain. Hi. Like, no, what the fuck does that? Apparently that guy does that. Jesus Christ. Anyways, that's why I need curtains. That's exactly why I need curtains. Or the likelihood of that happening, who the fuck knows? And that could be anybody. Like, it doesn't mean they have to be 75. They could be 25, and they could be a pervert looking at you when they're fucking 6. Who the hell even knows? Because that guy was like, what, like freaking 80? Like 60 to 80? Who the fuck even knows? Like, I can't tell. It's an animated version, but I'm glad that she was okay. I'm glad that they're okay, but they need to get curtains. They need to get new locks on the doors, and Lord help me, move. Please move. But it just sucks because, like, you have, like, such a nice backyard. You have so much room. And then some pervert's just gonna ruin it. Like the Saga video I watched earlier, Saga the Younger video, about the tale of 2 neighbors. Literally, he also had two neighbors, and then he's just like literally like watching their dogs. Like, fuck out of here. 1, get off my property. 2, don't freaking touch my dogs, bitch. Like, my dogs are my kids, so you can fuck off. Bye. Anyways, story number 2. What the fuck was up with that dad? I'm pretty sure it's story number 2. What the fuck is up with that dad? Who the hell does that? Like, you know what? I'm just gonna kill like 40 people, put them in the basement, you know, no one's gonna suspect a thing. I'll just put 3 locks on the door and tell nobody, and tell everyone they're not allowed down there. The fuck is wrong with you? That's sus. number one, you're always in there. Wonder what the fuck you're doing down there. Oh, two, no, you can't come in. Three, there's like a million locks on it. What are you doing? You're obviously hiding something. Come on now. Oh my god, I can't. I can't. I'm just glad that, I hate how it ended. Like, they didn't even tell me if they called the cops or not. Like, is like a bitch in jail right now? Did he just say, oh yeah, nothing happened? Like, what the fuck happened there? Number three, you're living in a motel for like a night or two, and then someone gets murdered right above you on that same night. What the fuck? I'd be fucking terrified. Like, what are the fucking odds? Like, you're just at a motel for like once or like 1 or 2 nights, and then, oh, hi, like, what the fuck? I was gonna say, I mean, that's still not really possible to me, because like, although ghosts can be real and shit, I get it, but it's like, you can't just see a ghost come out of the ceiling. Like, I'm going to bed soon, even though it's still late. I work early tomorrow morning, so I don't even know why the fuck I'm doing this video right now. But it's 7:43, and I'm gonna go to bed probably around 8:30 or 9. And here I am watching horror stories, and telling myself, oh yeah, nothing's gonna come out at night. Like, watch, I'm gonna fucking wake up at 3 in the morning and then see some fucking bitch hanging out of the fucking ceiling. Just watch. Fucking hope not. Anyways, that's it for that. And then the fourth story, which was just recent one. What the fuck happened in this story? Oh yeah. So all you're trying to do is pull a prank, and that happens. Like, I don't know what the odds are of that. Like, hey guys, sorry, someone came upstairs. But that's great news. Earlier today, and just right now, my mom mentioned it to me, and then I asked my sister about it. On my street, someone tried to break in somewhere. So that's fucking amazing. Fucking great. The last thing I need is to watch horror stories and have one happen to me. But I guess my neighbor saw the guy, and they're kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I guess he ran away. I don't fucking know. It was just an attempted break-in. It was posted somewhere, and I'm like, that's not cool. That is not okay. I can't find it in the news anywhere. But that's scary. So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand people who try to like break into places and stuff. That's just scary shit, man. Like my friend messaged me today, kind of like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you mean? Of course I'm fine. Like, what's going on?" That's scary though, man. Like, you gotta be careful. You gotta be safe. Lock all your doors. You know, like. And for all we know, he also came to our house. Maybe he couldn't get in. Who the fuck even knows? Close your curtains. Lock your doors, because it can happen to anybody. You know, so like, lock all your shit. Like, now, once I know that, I'm gonna lock all these, because we kind of have like double doors. So like, one's like a little door that you kind of open, and there's actual main door. So like, lock both of those if you can. Just gives you an extra little set of ears to hear if anything's going on, right? Now that makes me nervous, because like, tonight I need to go to bed early, and then it's like, am I gonna wake up tomorrow morning, or am I gonna be fucking dead? Let's not fucking jinx that, but fuck, that's nerve-wracking. Because like, who knows if he'll come back trying for a different house. You know, and apparently it wasn't far away. Like, it was just a few houses down or something. So that's fucking scary shit. Like, ugh, wow. But and then my sister saw a bunch of like police cars and stuff like recently here, and it's like, shit, that's scary. But yeah, be safe, be careful. But anyways, yeah. The last story about the whole girl with the, I don't really know what's normally gonna happen. Like, you can just see someone fucking flying out of your fucking ceiling. Again, I'm saying that now, and I'm gonna wake up at 3 in the morning to see if I can ghost hang in my ceiling. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. So please be sure to subscribe if you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did enjoy it also, be sure to comment down below. If you guys made it this far, comment. Just comment #Wansee if you made it to this part. And yeah, like and comment. And turn on post notifications so you don't miss any videos that I do upload. I uploaded 2 Saga videos earlier today, some Wansee maybe this weekend, some Mr. Nightmare, some Dhar Mann, so stay tuned for all that. And I'll see you guys then. So, deuces, wish me luck. Stay safe everybody, be careful.